Namaste, angels. This is going to be a half-hour client reading for one of my repeat clients. Although I have not read for her in some time, she is one of my repeat clients, and a special one in that she is married to her divine masculine. And you know, I, I've explained so many times on my channel that the actual illumined and elect, like the true so-called twin flames, we don't have these relationships, at least not right now on the onset, that are just all sugar and spice and everything nice. We are here for a purpose, and meant before those prophecies are fulfilled that we're here to fulfill, meant to, or required to, go through this whole like delayering process first to sort of get stripped back down to something that better resembles what and who we were when we got here, and so that we're able to remember and also complete the mission. Some people may meet, lay eyes on each other once, fall tremendously in love, go get married. They may be soulmates. They are not what twin flames were when those of us who awakened years ago awakened to this, and had our different visions and research and things, and then not on what the prophecies are based. That's not how the prophecies go. Those, in just about every culture you read about them in, it's these group of beings that come to save the world. But it's not easy. I mean, I just said, to come to save the world. How could it be easy? So she's going through the same things we all go through, just in a different place, different way, rather. Different place too. She's on a whole other continent from me. But yeah, in a different way. I also explained before that, from what my count, there's only like 4 or 5 different templates, but they're very, very similar, and they just have like a few twists that make them different, and then they become more individualized to each of us because they're like nuanced, but we all go through basically the same things, So she's dealing with it. She's going through the things, and what she's dealing with is the fact that her husband went to another country, to where his family is. His family, who has been for years working on behalf of the dark, whether they realize it or not, and trying to pull apart the marriage. And that's to be expected too, unfortunately. Not necessarily out of one's family, but that the dark would try to prevent ultimate union. Union is not, union as the universe intended, as God's intent, is not what is union to us. How do I know that? Because I know what the prophecies say, and I know they haven't been fulfilled. So until they are, we're not in the union that the universe intends, that God intends. But any kind of union between us and healthy, positive connection, of course, the dark wants to prevent. This is war. We are at war. Spiritual warfare. The key word is war. And this month in particular, I've talked about on my channel too, since I started. July and August very much being attributed to the dark, the feminine aspect of the dark, like Lilith and kind. So like the female demons, devils. And actually right now we are in a period of black moon Lilith in Pisces. In addition to us approaching very soon the Lion's Gate and the high holy days. And this is what the dark tries to prevent us from being successful at, successfully reaching and being able to take advantage of that very high energy portal and that all that spiritual energy that'll be surrounding us, and that positive spiritual energy. So, that note, I'm going to do a half-hour reading for this client and see what we can see about her husband. Hopefully, we'll learn that he's going to come home soon and in this. I'm actually going to ask that flat out. But in shuffling, I saw evidence that he would. I opened first to the Six of Swords, actually, which is a card of travel and positive movement forward. It never means anything negative. It's never about going backward. It's always about going forward. Calmer, stiller waters, things getting better, things improving. And it is a card of actual travel, so it could be him traveling home. But I'm beginning with the Two of Winter, which is a card of needing to make a decision and needing to take action, but not doing it because you're worried about what others think. So this is him, I'm sure, being controlled by his mother. He's not an air sign. It doesn't have to be. I mean, this isn't a court card. This card can apply to anybody. The court cards can apply to anybody too, but they often are actual people. But I was going to say he is ruled by Mercury. So that, that air. Mercury, ruler of Gemini, also rules Virgo. The husband is a Virgo. Procrastination and worrying about what others will think is blocking you from making a decision. If you're torn between your own desires and what someone else wants, follow your inner guidance. So that's what you need to do. But instead, the Two of Winter or Two of Swords represents non-action or inaction. Like we need to do something, but we haven't. We aren't. And opening right away to the Princess of Summer, who is sensitive, kind, open-hearted, and inexperienced. Also a Pisces, like the wife. Cancer or Scorpio, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. You can expect to kindle a new romantic relationship or a close platonic friendship. You may suddenly receive an emotional message from someone or be invited to a social event. So this is positive too. This is good news, especially if we're thinking on should I at least make positive contact. Answer is yes. Send some sort of message or offer of love is what the Page of Cups does. Princess of Summer. The Seven of Autumn. The planning, resources, and efforts that you've invested in your dream will reap great rewards. In the meantime, have patience and meditate on your next steps. It's like easy to say have patience when, somebody's been waiting. It's been some time since he went back to his family. And this could be like another 7 weeks. 7 months. I don't feel it's that long though. I don't even know where 7 months would put us. This is August. March. Oh, that'll be around the time of her birthday. I don't think it's that though. I did feel like it was connected to time, which is why I started talking about time, but I don't feel it's 7 months. Maybe 7 weeks. And what in 7 weeks? A new beginning. A new, blessed, abundant beginning. You can expect a windfall of abundance, such as money, timely assistance, a serendipitous meeting, or rewarding advice. You may be offered a fabulous new job or a promotion, or the prospect of a profitable business venture or investment. Or, this could be definitely new, positive beginning in a relationship. And the Pentacles denote longevity and, just sort of like a relationship that is going to last. So it's like when you do it again, when you get the fresh start, like just keep going from there. Opening to Major Arcana card 7, speaking of keeping on going and traveling. It is the Chariot, which represents the sign of Cancer, and is about the Chariot is about travel, movement, transportation, victory also. It's also a very positive card, like the Six of Swords that I saw. You can successfully balance various or opposing energies all at once through determination and focus. You've earned the rewards and recognition that you are receiving. Yeah, it's a card of ultimate victory too. And the happy family card or happy people card. The Ten of Summer. It's time to express your love and appreciation for family, be it relatives of a chosen family or close friends. Either way. Relatives or a chosen family, rather, or close friends. Congratulations also may be in order on happy, fulfilling marriages, as well as raising happy and balanced children. I will cut. And it's another ace, the Ace of Winter. Implementation of your brilliant new idea may get off to a rocky start, but keep going. The challenges will help you to refine your plan and to reshape your goals into something even better. The Ace of Winter or Ace of Swords is also a card of victory. It's a card of triumph, and triumph and victory that you can feel particularly good about because it's like on the heels of difficulty. So it's like you really made it, like that, like trying to climb to the top of the mountain. And the struggle that you endure and how, huge and successful you feel when you do reach the top because of everything you've been through. That's what the Ace of Winter or Ace of Swords represents. Overall energy is Justice, Major Arcana card 8. And it's funny, when she placed her order, she said he's been gone 17 weeks. I said 8. And she said, huh? She said, huh? I said 8. It's karma. It's the karmic number. And then she had given me like her house number. And it was 233/30. I said, your house number is also 8. But then when you add the 3, it becomes an 11, which of course is representative of partnership and balance and justice. Major Arcana card 8 represents the sign of Libra. Fair decisions will be made after all of the evidence is reviewed impartially. Have compassion for others and try to see all sides of a disagreement. This is about the scales being evened out, the playing field being leveled, things being made fair. One side was getting an overabundance. We need to level that out, and it's time for this side to be restored. Major Arcana card 8, Justice, is the overall energy. Let me do this first. Divine Feminine. That's his energy, right? As a Virgo. The Queen of Autumn. Thoughtful, caring, creative, and ingenious. You'll be given advice that's both practical and creative, and it should be followed precisely. Focus only upon the positive in every situation or person. The Queen of Autumn is a Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. I think for you, not only showing up as your husband's energy, but representative of Venus, and the need for you to, while you're going through this, to not forget to take care of yourself, nurture yourself, treat yourself nice and special. The masculine as it relates to the feminine, he is feeling sadness and loss in her regard. but guided to focus upon the fact that God loves you and always has the highest of intentions for you. A positive outlook makes it easier to recover from life's little difficulties so that you can move onward and upward. So the universe wants him to pick up his spirit so that he can get back in the game and fight back and stuff. How is he feeling about himself? Same thing. Loss, theft. His joy has been taken, right? This is my card. You guys, those of you who watch me know that the Seven of Winter or Seven of Swords for me represents the energy of joy stealing. Caution will help you to avoid the loss of valuables, including non-material resources such as time or peace of mind. Be aware of the results of your actions as well as what others might be doing behind your back. And look, there's a key in his mouth. This is like, someone took him from his home, made him leave his home, made him leave his peace behind. See the peace sign, made him leave his, his love, his heart behind. There's that in there. His livelihood, right? He was working. Not sure what the whistle might represent to them, if anything. There's a diamond ring in here too. I was singing that song last week by Eve. Shake your tambourine and get yourself a whistle. And that actually, is it Esther? The tambourine is connected to Esther, Mariama. Oh goodness, not Mariama. Jesus' mother, Moses' sister. I gotta think about this after I finish her reading now. Both have been leaders of the divine feminine, at one time or another in Jewish tradition, and so in the Bible, in the Old Testament, in the Torah. But with one, there was this story about the tambourines, and I don't know why that just came to me now in the middle of her reading. So it might be important, and I'm having a real mental block, and this is like stuff that I know. So it's crazy when I can't think of it in a moment when I want to. I always worry that one day I'll be on like a game show because I know all kinds of needless trivia. I mean, I know stuff that you'd be like, why on earth do you know that? Like seriously. But I'm like, people say you should go on like Jeopardy and stuff, and I'm always worried that like when I get there, I'll be like I am right now. Anyway, I don't want to waste too much time on it, so I'll come back, of course, if it comes back to me. But the masculine's feelings about the union as a whole right now. Drama, conflicted. Your current path isn't leading you toward the happiest possible outcome. So why not change it? Always maintain integrity and compassion, but be alert to the hidden agendas of others. And normally when the Seven of Winter comes out for me, the 5 is not far behind, or vice versa. And you see both cards are talking about what others might be doing to you. So this represents, again, the evil people who are dipping in and trying to cause damage, not only to this coupling, but to each individual that's on a path. Anytime somebody tries to become an obstruction to somebody's spiritual path, it's stealing their joy, to say the least. Overall, however, this still remains. They can't change this. They can't take this, whatever they try to do, right? Because this isn't up to them. This is God, right? This is something that was decided before their incarnation. The 2 of Spring, your vision, creativity, and dedication to your cause have brought you great success. In fact, it may be in your best interest to get a partner to assist you in your endeavors or to expand the number of people who are helping you. The 2 of Spring, in general, represents the need for continued faith in what you're manifesting, right? Your positive thoughts so that you're able to manifest your desires and needs. But the 2 of Spring, or Wands otherwise, is the Divine Union card of the Tarot, the Twin Flame card of the Tarot. What the masculine would have the feminine do, contribute, surrender toward the union right now. It is Major Arcana card 9, the Hermit, which represents his energy as well, right? He's sitting here under this other one that does. The Hermit represents the sign of Virgo, which is his sign. Take time for contemplation, to retreat and to go within. Be a beacon for others on their path to spiritual enlightenment as well, if you're able to. So this is about wanting her to remain in a pace of clarity and understanding, to not get lost in the negativity, not get confused by it. The Hermit is also a very spiritual energy, or represents a very spiritual energy. So he's wanting her to maintain her faith too. Right, you see that connection? What he himself is willing to do right now toward the union, he feels stuck, but there's a willingness or desire to shake it. Look at all this air, this funky air. Somebody that's there with him is an air sign for sure. Even though there's no, like I talked about the court cards, the difference between the regular cards and the court cards, and how the court cards are the ones that tend to represent actual people, not these. But somebody's an air sign. This goes beyond him being ruled by Mercury, is what I'm feeling right now. I don't know if it's, the primary family member that's trying to hold him back, or who it probably. The Eight of Winter is all about feeling stuck, although you are not. You can break free at any time with the door is open. It's so easy to convince yourself that you're trapped when you really aren't. Trust that God will lift you to new heights and give you a greater sense of self-confidence if you first affirm your freedom. What the universe would like to help both each to do, but they first have to affirm, similar to in the case of the Ace of Winter, perseverance, winning. They want to see you through this. And here's an 11. I talked about the 11 before. The 9 plus the 2 is the 11. There's another 9 and the 2 here. I just connected these cards before too. Another 11 there. You've worked hard, and what you've created is impressive and worthy of protecting, right? Your union. Annoying challenges, to say the least, will pop up, but don't worry. You'll get through them just as you have in the past. And outcome, from the masculine's perspective, he expects to continue to be and feel stuck. Major Arcana card 15, ego or the devil. You may feel that you're trapped in your situation, but that is not true. Be careful not to overly focus on material wealth and break free of negative thinking. Major Arcana card 15, ego. The devil does represent the sign of Capricorn and fellow earth signs, Virgo, Taurus, but mainly Capricorn. I don't know if he has any Capricorn in his chart, but Saturn and Pluto are both retrograde in Capricorn right now, so that could be something that is affecting him, especially if he does. And the universe says that justice will be. Anyway. Want to see. I just want to ask flat out if he's expected to come home soon. So far, the 4 of Autumn and 3 of Autumn. Speaking of coming home, oh goodness, look at this. The 4 of Spring, as I talked about, as I said, being home, or talking about being at home and coming home. 4 of Spring popped out. Of course, it represents home, right? Household, home and hearth. It's time to kick back, to relax, and to celebrate all that you have. Joy arises from success in your career, the completion of a project, or a very happy home life. So the other card, the other spread showed a lot of taking the joy away, and this is like where you get the joy. The joy is at home. Now, also seeing the 2, 3, and 4 of Autumn. This is a need for balance and also to make a decision. The 3 is about abundance that is earned, like you being deserving of positivity. And the 4 is often about you not being happy like where you are. and needing to change that situation for yourself, which would indicate a need for him to get out of, where he is, get out of Dodge. Now opening to the Four of Spring opposite the Five of Spring, which is a perfect illustration of exactly what's happening. Here's the joy, here's the happiness, here's the home, and here's the conflict and people that want to butt heads with him and want to fight and want to cause problems. Occasionally, you may experience clashes with others. If you decide the matter is worth your energy, then do what you can to minimize the conflict without sacrificing your goals or beliefs. That's the part he's forgetting, right? He can't sacrifice himself to try to keep the peace. That doesn't work, right? He needs this that we saw in the beginning, the love, the caring of family, and that can be found at home. So on that note, I will cut. And it's the Hermit again. So in this need for faith and remembering that the connection is spiritual. Overall energy is now the Prince of Winter, like the Knight of Swords, who is decisive, focused, driven, and impulsive. Also a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, so someone likened to those traits or attributes. Get ready for progress to speed up. This situation requires you to choose logic and intellect over emotion and to make your decisions quickly. When the Prince of Winter or Knight of Swords shows up, it does tend to mean that there is a decision that one has to make or is awaiting. And I just want to see what they have to say. I'm going to pull 3 cards and see what they indicate about his coming home soon. The Moon, something we don't know. Major Arcana card 18, the Moon. It's important to trust your intuition, even if you're unsure of what's happening. All will be revealed soon, so worry is unnecessary. Well, although there's something that we don't know, and we are being reassured, right, comforted here, that it's going to come out soon, so there's no need to worry. Whatever guidance we've received thus far, we're expected to follow it despite not knowing what might be on the other side. This is the need for that same faith from the last spread again. And also very positive, Major Arcana card 18, the Moon, represents the sign of Pisces, which the wife is a Pisces. So if I'm talking about coming home, to start out with her energy, I think is pretty awesome. Also, the Nine of Summer is a yes. This is a yes card. There's a few cards in the tarot that are like yes or no. This is absolutely a big resounding yes from the Minor Arcana. Now's the time when your dreams come true. Don't worry about how this will happen. Just give gratitude to God for all that you have and all that's still to come. So even if you're like, how the hell is he going to end up coming home though? They're like, don't be concerned with that part. And lastly, because you deserve it. You earn it. The Three of Autumn. Your most satisfying and profitable career or relationship comes from following your passions, listening to your heart, and doing what brings you joy. Your life purpose is best fulfilled by allowing your talents and true self to shine forth out into the world. So he can't be like this fake person that his family may want him to be. He needs to be who he wants to be and live how he wants to live. And so that's what's showing up here. Maybe September. Would that be 7 weeks? Because these are more 9s. 9 and 9. So it could be the month of 9, which is also the month of Virgo. Maybe that's why all those Hermit card keeps showing up, which is another 9. Major Arcana card 9. The month of Virgo, September. Let's see. Yeah, it probably would be about 7 weeks. This is the first week of August. If each week has 4, 7 more would be September. Around this time, right? I mean, the end of September. Put us to the end of September. When does Virgo end? Virgo ends at the end of this month, the 21st, August 21st. I would say that this is trying to tell us that by September, maybe by the full moon in September, I don't know what sign that will be for. Let's see, we just had the full moon in Capricorn in July. So the next full moon is Aquarius. And then September should be the full moon in Pisces. Oh, and I just said Major Arcana card 18 represents the sign of Pisces. I think something for you around the full moon in Pisces. So that's the full moon in September. I'm not sure exactly on what day that will be. But I wouldn't be surprised if it was like on the 19th. Because the 19th is that day that's most connected to Father. Not only from what I've seen and observed, but from what he has himself told me and shown me and allowed me to show other people. So I think we can feel pretty good and confident about that. I want to look at something else. What is that hashtag creepy deck? I want to see if any of these funky people show up. I got it. And I'm taking it out of the box to a party of 3, but it's a positive one. It's children, so it's a very like Empress kind of energy for me. And opening to Destiny. Which is always nice to see, because it's like, again, that's one of those things they can't change, like the 2 of wands that showed up, and it's like they can screw with you guys, but they can't take that, and they can't like take your destiny either. Now the part where we have to make a free will decision, that could be a different story. Wallflower, which for me is about a free will decision. You're going to sit it out or dance, right? Those are the choices that we have in life. This one, we can't do anything about. This is similar to the Destiny. This is going to do what it's going to do. And because of this, there may be some obstacles in our way. We can ask for these to be lifted. And sometimes we can cause them to be lifted just by the decisions that we make. Wallflower and Destiny again. I was just about to say I'll do it one more time. But yeah, on that note, I'll cut. Does anybody know why I use my left hand for this, although I am right-handed? Why I always put my left hand over the cards at the heart of the matter? It is because our left hand is through which we pick up the energy. And our right hand is where is energy out. I was in the mood to teach something. Anyway, I've come to Mature Man, which can be a very domineering kind of energy. It's a very emperor for me, which represents the planet Mars, ruler of Scorpio and Aries. And the overall energy is work, which represents earth energy for me, particularly Capricorn, but it can be, Virgo or Taurus as well. And, sometimes it's literal, it's about work, it's about effort, it's about labor. And sometimes it's more so tied to, those earth energies. than anything else. The divine being a couple, a short-term break, pause, heartache, temporary separation, setback, temporary. Let's keep that in mind. Recent past karma, near future, young female, which this card tends to be more so about the energy of Sagittarius and the planet Jupiter for me than actual young female ever. You know, this is a very Sagittarian energy for me. Young, like youthful, fiery red. So that's Jupiter. Ruler of karma and luck. Right? So based on our karma, it tends to give us prizes, give us presents. Because you withstood something here, near future, Jupiter paying off. Like you've earned something, you're deserving of something. Masculine's higher self. Beauty queen. This is a very fiery and passionate and confident and, you know, I'm sort of in control of my own life and I can do what I want kind of energy. I like seeing him there. I hope he actually uses it, makes use of that energy. It's very Venus and Leo. Blocks to individual or shared progress, including union, children. This can be family members too. It doesn't have to be actual, children. It could be siblings. It could be, could represent ourselves, like we're the children, and it's a situation, a family situation with our parents. It can be the, in terms of looking at it as an Empress kind of card, the inability or unwillingness to make use of that fertile energy and to start something new, to create and, maybe take a leap of faith. But what the feminine can do to help herself. It is dating queen. So this is a very Three of Wands kind of energy. It does not have to be literal. I mean, it can be. Sometimes there's other, you're married. But in general, sometimes there are, other people that walk in or out, temporary situations that are karmic in our lives, meant to serve some sort of purpose in it. But this card is also about like a Three of Wands kind of energy for me, and the need to exercise a little bit more patience, unfortunately. But it's sitting here under the short term, so that would give the impression that not much longer. What the masculine can do to help himself in his travel is get the hell out of Dodge. Get on a plane, right? That's what he should be doing. Get on a plane. This travel card also represents for me, like, it's kind of chariot-like, the energy of the chariot. Transportation, travel, movement, victory. So it could be like get moving on this, fertile energy, or get moving away from this situation, siblings. What each or both can do and the universe wants to help them with, but they have the first affirm. And it is young male. It is just taking back this kind of youthful energy. You see he's in like a drop top, doing what he wants. This is what the universe wants to help with, like freeing you. A card just jumped away from me. Let me see what it is. It landed on the floor. It is gifts. Gifts. Oh, I just talked about Jupiter wanting to give you gifts. The universe wants to help you, wants to give you the gift of freedom, is what it looks like to me. So, it's within the masculine's power to end this now. It doesn't look like he agrees with that yet, like he can see that yet, but maybe that'll be among the gifts that Jupiter gives him in the near future, and so that will allow him by September's full moon to get the picture, because again, that's the timing that I was feeling. Oh, let me give you another one for you. I only use 2 decks. That's not like me. So let me give you. All right. So further advice for the masculine here is the moon is back. Major Arcana card 18. It's important to trust your intuition even if you're unsure of what's happening. All will be revealed soon, so worry is unnecessary. So he's got to let go of some fear and pay attention to his intuition. Also, again, of course, the moon represents your energy, the sign of Pisces. For you, the 7 of Autumn. So like you've done what you need to do to ensure that your desired outcome comes to you, that you reap what you sow. The planning, resources, and efforts that you've invested in your dream will reap great rewards. In the meantime, have patience and meditate on your next steps. So that 3 of Wands kind of card, the dating queen that I said was also like a 3 of Wands kind of card, that would also ask that you have some patience. So I think you just have to need to move through, unfortunately, what is karmic energy and something beyond our control. And we just have to let that play out, you know? Masculine. I shook these up a bit, but you guys are getting the same cards again. That children card. So he needs to do something here. Again, there's a fertile energy available to him that he should be taking advantage of. It's a very Venus energy. Oh, he was crowned by that other card that I said is very Venus and Leo. Yeah, I think she's trying to gift him something too. And he just hasn't grabbed it. So that's what he'll need to do. For you, as I was saying, there's a need to be patient. Wait out this karmic situation. Only thing we can do in the meantime in terms of karmic situations is we can, work on clearing past karma. So, different, well, you've had my energy healing. There's that sort of thing. I recently shared like a prayer that I wrote. I think I'm going to write one for the unions too and post a video about that for people. Because I have a really long one. I want to make a shorter one. But, there's different ways that we can and should be healing our energy right now in time to take advantage of, that portal energy that people are trying to keep us away from, the evil people are trying to keep us away from, that will be arriving in about a week or so. So, you may want to think about that. Again, from the masculine, the 3 of Autumn, this energy that represents being deserving and having earned abundance that is on its way to you. It's another 3. He's got these 2 3s here. 3s are about creation. They are, and co-creating, making your own way, right? In some ways, making your own destiny, being the master of it. Can be connected to work and effort with this overall energy of work. That's why you're getting this thing, because you did the work that was necessary, similar to your 7 of Autumn. For you, the next card, 9 of Summer, also back. Your dreams and wishes coming true. That yes, now is the time when your dreams come true. Don't worry about how this will happen. Just give gratitude to God for all that you have and all that's still to come. This is crazy. I think you saw me shake up the cards again in front of the camera. But this is his energy. This is what he's guided to do, right? Let his hair down. Let him, be free. Take back his freedom. Become the master of his own destiny. Again, take back control of his own life. And lastly, for you, the gifts. So this is like another yes for you, I think, especially here sitting atop the 9 of Summer. They're like 2 yeses sitting together, saying, don't worry. I hope that you've enjoyed your reading, dear, and you find it helpful. Namaste.